Greetings, Selamta, here again, Daniel, One Love Caravan. We continue with the history slash exactly science class, because we have some serious projects. I think this the time is like overripe. Yeah, it's like because so many years we're working on that. Yeah, trying to how do they say conscientize, however, to bring the conscious to the people that listen, this lifestyle of the West, yes, it's doomed, yeah, it's doomed. So that's why certain cities, certain societies, they are doomed. Yes, it's judgment days. People had to get straight. Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed, you know, and this civilization, it's the worst civilization ever. Now we have this new world order, with the sickness as an engine, you know, to feed all this. No. Like the pandemic showed everything, right? Again, I have always to remember the people. The pandemic, hello. The pandemic, hey, human rights, hello, cuckoos. You know, like, please, come on. Hey, wake up, please. Come on, please. Hey, watch the Matrix. Hey, Keanu Reeves said the Matrix. It's a documentary movie. So anyhow, I will show you the real history, right? They want to hide you this, but everyone knows. Everyone knows. Actually, everyone knows what a zeppelin is, right? Like they know, maybe not. But if you look at that, you see it. You know what it is. And now it comes. It goes deep, my people. It goes deep, you know. We know that this, you know, is the truth and the way. This is the Christ, right? So it's Ethiopia, it's Africa, you know, and it's Babylon, you know, fighting against it's the evil want to destroy the good want to overcome the evil, right? So this is this war going on. So, and this is the final battle. So, right. So here we go. This warfare, okay, going on. So they, like Babylon, they destroyed the Zeppelin here, which is called the Hindenburg, okay? It's called the Hindenburg, and it's in May 1937. It's here saying in this book, because this is saying disaster, like it's accidents, disastrous areas. Also, this is accidents for airplanes and historical accidents, right? So this picture of the Hindenburg, yeah, it's very famous. Yes, because the Hindenburg, it actually happened here in 1937. Let me see, 37. Okay, the Zeppelin Hindenburg exploded there in Lakehurst, New Jersey, I think it's. Yeah, and they're saying it's 36 kills. It had 36 kills, which is not, I don't think that's so much, but you can compare this accident, attentat, you know, you can consider this something like the Titanic incident, right? But it goes deeper, because this is a technology which is sustainable. And you don't need no petrol for it, right? So this at the moment, in 1937, in New Jersey, until this moment, it was completely normal. So this is 1920. This is 1937. So what does that mean? 17 years later. 17 years later, you can imagine. 17 years, this Zeppelin's going. 17 years, but what happened before also 20 years before, all these years before, Zeppelins flying, Zuppy, all over the world, you know, everywhere. But mostly to America and Europe. America, Europe. So check it out. Suddenly this happened and there is no zeppelin anymore. It's saying here that the Hindenburg, this zeppelin was constructed in 1936 and it burned in 1937. So 1 year later, and it means after that there was no production anymore, you know. So this was the cut to over and out. So if you go into technology, you see this is something very, very, very sustainable, very good, very simple, but can be applied everywhere, and that would people would be able to travel, to work. It can be used for telecommunication. It can be used for farming, you know, to put seeds, you know. For example, here they use sometimes, even in Portugal, to put it on the rice fields. They do it with an airplane, with a small airplane. So with this, you can be used as, instead of satellites, you have just these balloons, you know, as telecom, like Google use it. So if people really study the history, you see, the system, and who was this? Who is the system? Yeah, it is the ones who explored the oil, the petrol, right? Because it's their monopoly. We talk about the petrodollar. Yes, the petrodollar. It's based on the petrol. Yeah, so the dollar, the petrol. So suddenly again, everything was based on hemp. Everything was based on hemp until again this story, Black & Decker, synthetic fibers, all this, and then suddenly the conspiracy goes against the hemp, you know. So no hemp. They want a monopolize. They have the petrol. Only they have the refineries, yes, and then they have this engine which have explosions. Yeah, the most goes into heat. The most energy goes into heat. Yes. Yeah, also like the charcoal, all these things, but then they take, instead of before that the locomotive, all these things were with then the boats, yeah, with the steam boats. Yes, so with steam, with charcoal, making a fire, and put water to boil, and this is pressure and steam and pressure and all these things. Much better to do it like that than use petrol from, you know, and refine it and all this, actually, if you think about it. So why we did not go on with the steam? Why is nowadays even to make a fire it's forbidden? And I have to buy a gas bottle for 20 euros to cook something. And then when I make a fire, then the helicopter is coming and the police saying, you're not able to make a fire here. And I say, why? And I say, they say, because it's forbidden, because of the wildfires. And they put, even these people, this military, this police, they put the fire every year to harass the people living in the forest. Like, this is ancient thing, yeah? Rome, the Romans, they were the enemies of the forest, because we Germans, yeah, they called us barbars, yeah? But we were just nature people, and we would live in the nature, yeah? Because in the forest we would live, and they come and they cut all our, you know, with basis of living, yeah. Nowadays it's kind of impossible to just make a fire here in Europe. Just, you know, in summer they watching you, and so they want to monopolize, right? So wait a second. This technology, how does this work? This was aluminium This aluminium, you can see this like a skeleton aluminium, and afterwards it's hemp. It's hemp loans, hemp tissue, hemp. So hemp, it does not move with the temperature. Okay, like cotton. Cotton would move with the heat and the cold. So the hemp stays. So it has a layer inside that the gas cannot go out. And then you work with liquid state, gas state. Yeah, you're gonna higher. You have this, at the time it was hydrogen. Because imagine, 100-something years ago, technology was not so advanced than nowadays. You had no solar panels. You had no thing. There was no drones, no computer, no thing. Nothing like that. But this was. Right? So it should be the most simple thing to do this nowadays. You know, and we know exactly why this is not flying around, you know. So, but this has to be implemented in Africa, yes, and this is very serious. This message is very serious, you know, because this must happen. This is the solution for transport now. It can be applied now. So, the hemp, you know. So again, the other thing based on hemp. Then they come with the petrol to monopolize, and then they forbid the hemp. Yes, and then they make an attentat, you know, like on this, and that the people think, oh, this is very dangerous, and then they stop the production, yeah, and then there is no zeppelins anymore for the people. But the very people, the very evil, wicked ones who made this, who killed the, you know, innocent people, and who stop a very, very futuristic, sustainable solution for telecommunication, transport, etc. And which could help very much the African people go back to Africa. The very people who did this, it's the oil industry again. What did need the oil? What did they do then after? They did, like they put the highways everywhere in the world, and everything is based on this petrol. So all the supply chain, all the containers, everything is coming with ships, and the ships, they need a lot of petrol. All the war, actually the resources you have to get in Africa, for that you need to make war, yeah, isn't it? So for this war machinery, yeah, you need petrol. So petrol. Plastic, petrol, plastic. Cars. And what do the cars need then? They need rubber. They need wheels, and the planes, they need kerosene, eh? Petrol. Refine the petrol. Make diesel. Make gas oil. Gasoline. Kerosene. All refine. Make sugar. Make cocaine. Make LSD. And in Basel, in Bâle, in Ho. You see what I mean? The pharma industry. Refining. Why you have to refine? If you refine, you already make the damage. If you refine, you already spoil. That's why the integral, you're the whole grain is the real stuff. Yeah, the ital is vital. That's why you need the holistic information. You cannot refine. You cannot take of 84 elements what salt has. It take 82 away and have just, 2. What is sodium chloride? And you take it every day. The refined. Why? Before we had just to make a fire with wood. You take the wood. Yeah, you make a fire. And with this fire you cook. And with the fire you steam. And with the steam pressure you make your machines working. Like you make a fire. And then you put a pot with hot water. A pressure cook, right? And this pressure cook with this tube, a tube on the pressure cook, and there is like a little wheel, and this gives you whatever you want, yeah, for a washing machine, and you even have the hot water for the washing machine, yeah, for washing with hot water, and you have the force, the energy, you know, released by the heat, which is stored in the wood. Actually, the wood burns because there's gases. It's not the wood who burns; it's the gas. Because when it's getting hot, gases are released and they burn. Like this was. Why did it burn? Because it was hydrogen. And why they used hydrogen? Because it was the beginning of this technology, and it's very easy to produce hydrogen. Very easy. Sorry for my face sometimes. It's just, you know, if you use common sense. Yeah. So everything is this the blue planet, right? They call it the blue planet. It's water. It's 75% water, and it's like our body. And we made out of the earth. We made out of the earth. We made out of water and salt. Yeah, we are carbon-based organic material. Again, study the chemics. Study what it's all about. Here we have water everywhere on Earth. And we have the solid, and we have the liquid, yeah, and we have the gas state, yeah, and then we have the nano when the atoms they are loose, they're like so. Water is it's H2O, so it's 2 parts of hydrogen and 1 part of oxygen. So if you separate the atom, you just make out of water. Yeah, you separate it, and here you have oxygen, what the divers they use in their bottles for oxygen, or they go in the Himalayas and the Mount Everest and the oxygen, yeah. And the other thing is hydrogen, which is a very inflammable gas. So wait a second. You could. So then you want to tell me that you could drive with a car with hydrogen? Yeah, for sure. That's why we do not drive with hydrogen. It's so dangerous. And so yes, exactly. So here we go. It can explode. Yeah. So the whole idea of the so-called Verbrennungsmotor, so the engine who works with explosion, it's nonsense. Yeah. And again, people talking like me, people get killed for that, yeah? Because you just say, wait a second. You'd say, wait a second. If I do like that and that, if we change the car, the engine like that, then it's much more efficient. It's better. But then they would kill you and say, no, we can, because the whole system, it's not here to help no one. It's to suck. Again, Haile Selassie said, technology must be for the benefits of humanity, right? And it must be immediately implemented for the benefits. But this got sabotaged. And this was hydrogen. Nowadays, there is no balloon with no hydrogen. There is helium they use. Helium. Because the technology is more advanced. Yes? So you can take helium if you study what is the atmosphere made, what is the sun made of, yeah? So there is a lot of helium everywhere. So you can extract helium out of the atmosphere. Because if you buy this balloon for the children, right? This balloon is helium. The ones you can, even they have this Mickey Mouse voice, yeah? It's helium, yeah? So it's not even dangerous. Because it's not inflammable, right? So you put now the zeppelin with the helium, and it flies around, and even if you shoot at it, it will not explode. Yeah, and it's like very safe. It's so safe. You can make this technology so safe. Nowadays, you can even make it. You could make it another shape. You can make like this kind of shape, yeah, and you can have like. That you go, you know, like a drone with many, you know, like. All right. So anyhow, what it's all about is that many years we try now to push this, and we know that they doing that. There is companies like Cargo Lift, and there is other companies they produce these balloons, right? And for what? Yeah, for construction, for example, because there is places where there is no roads, there is no access, you cannot go with a truck there. And maybe you want to build a road somewhere or a bridge or something, right? And there is no access. So how are you going to reach there? Again, or with a helicopter, or, you know, how you bring the blocks, the material. For that, they use these balloons to make for construction. They also use this lighter than air technology for publicity, and also just to mock, you know, to again to glorify their evil things, you know. That's it, because they glorify that. They glorify their supposed victory over the ones who work with sustainable technology and with hemp and with gas and with its hydrogen and all these things. Because the ones who did this attentat, yeah, I mean, you know Goodyear. What a good year they talking about, you know? What a good year is that? Which was it 1937 maybe? But this Goodyear is this company, they produce wheels, yeah? It's rubber. Again, rubber coming from Africa, and this is everything to do with, again, with the Olmec people, the rubber people. This thing very deep. And again, Marcus Garvey and the rubber, and it's very deep. So with this, you don't need no rubber. This had no rubber. Nowadays, you could do it with. You can make it with air pressure. You can have this. You know what I mean? You have rubber structure instead of aluminium. You have rubber, and you put air pressure, and bloop, the zeppelin goes like bloop, and then you put the gas. Then you have to have the hemp balloons, and you have the gas, and you know what I mean? So, but anyhow, at the time there was no rubber for that. No rubber for that. Who need the rubber? The cars need the rubber. Yeah, the wheels need the rubber. The airplanes, they have big wheels. You can imagine how much rubber that needs. Just my car needs once in a while, I need to change the wheels. And then I have to pay a lot, and you know, you see how many cars everywhere. Even the electro cars, they have these rubber wheels. They still have no better substitute than the rubber, because it's so strong. So check it. So they need this resource still. So it's very unsustainable, this technology they use right now. And this is a sustainable one. And again, Goodyear now, they have the zeppelin, the Goodyear zeppelin, and it's like it's showing the victory they had against. But here we go. Who laughed last, laughed the best. You know what I mean? So because the war is not over yet, you know. And again, we're gonna come back, you know, because we don't let us so easily be stopped now. Because very important to understand something, very important. Haile Selassie now, he was 5 years away from Ethiopia because Ethiopia was occupied, right? So this story, very important. So we have this picture now. It's from 1937. And you see the Hindenburg was constructed in 1936. So 1936 was when Mussolini invaded Ethiopia, right? That's why there were some African American people who met Haile Selassie in England, yes, and out of that and all this, the occupation and the will of the international community also do want to help Ethiopia, especially again the Afro-Americans and all these things. So out of that, it came again the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated, founded by Malaku Emmanuel Bayen. Again, this is, check it out, 1937 in New York, United States of America headquarters. So Malaku Emmanuel, the angel, God is among us, Bayen, went to New York and founded the Ethiopian World Federation to gather funds, to gather people and to kick out the Italians, right? And this happened, yeah? 5 years later, Haile Selassie conquered again, recovered Ethiopia and kicked out the Italians. And the ones who helped, as a thank you for the ones who helped through the Ethiopian World Federation, he gave the land of Shashamane, right, in Ethiopia, to the legally it belongs to the Ethiopian World Federation, and because again Shashamane means the gift of God, so Shashamane now legally belongs to the Ethiopian World Federation, and this should be, after they won the war, the Second World War. Ethiopia won the Second World War and liberate whole humanity from this fascist domination and ideology. And again, out of this come the Human Rights Declaration and all this. So there should be everything open to bring all the Africans back to Africa, to open the borders in again, at this time there were not even this kind of borders now today, At this time, many borders they get implemented in the last decades in Africa, like border controls, like the border from Morocco, Algeria, it's like 30 something years it's closed, but before not. You see what is going on? So anyhow, it's very interesting. And it's not a coincidence, because this is 1937 in New York, and this is 1937 in New Jersey. Isn't it that same place? The technology, aspect of it is that is very easy. It's very simple. And you don't need no electricity to do that. You don't even need no complicated, sophisticated, machines. Nothing. You could do this like very, very rudimentar. You know what I mean? You can do this very simple. Yeah, you could do this off grid. Yes, but the benefits of it is tremendous. And I will continue with more insights, because again, if you check, then one thing is that the legal, the legal aspect. Again, we know that we have the law, but they don't respect the law, right? Here, that's why we're still here in Europe and we cannot pass to Africa, because they don't respect the law. Right, so I have proof here. Let me see. Here we go. So they say, this international passport is not valid and this and that. But I have the proof that this is a valid document, right? Because here is even the proof that I used this document when I went to Ceuta. You see? So there's my name here, and there is a passport number. And this is the passport number of my international passport, right? So, how come it's in the register? Is as a magnetic, the bar there. So it's an official passport. But Europe will not accept it, because many African people have this passport, and they want to keep the dominion, right? So it's very important to organize and to bring people just to Africa. Like African people, actually, they organize themselves very well when they want to come to Europe. It's like the Mexicans that want to go to, or whoever from South America want to go to United States. They risk their life and they organize themselves and all this. But now the other way around, like people are like, what? We're afraid or what? I'm not afraid of nothing, you know. But if people are afraid to go to Africa and leave everything behind, it doesn't make any sense, because then I would be afraid first to stay here. Because there is nothing. In Europe is nothing. There is nothing. People will die from hunger if there is no internet tomorrow. The people will die from cold if there is no internet tomorrow. And the people, if they are so hooked on meat and all this, probably they will start to eat themselves, each other. They want to start to eat each other and themselves even, because this is what history already showed. And they show us in these movies, oh, if you are hungry and there is some dead bodies, what are you gonna do? You're gonna eat. That's what they teach you, you know. So I will die first before I eat a human flesh. It's madness. But they want to push you there. Then they want to feed you with insects. Then they want to breed these insects in the, in the cupboard, and that you're gonna then go to McDonald's and you have this 100% insect burger. What? Please, my dear friends, we have again we deal with very important things. We have this water filter. Look, this from Sawyer. It's a very good water filter. You can see it, 0.1 microns. It's saying here 0.1 microns. And you can backwash it, you can use it a lifetime, and we have many of them, and we want to bring to Africa, and I'm carrying them now almost 5 years, or I don't know, 4 years around with me. And yeah, I also give many of these filters to people. I think people don't really understand the importance of this filter, and that everyone should have one. And we should not drink the water just like without thinking where is it coming from. And we should occupy ourselves with the science, and with health more, and study more about it. And again, very important, because if tomorrow is no internet, then here in so-called Europe, everyone will suffer. And in Africa, the people have actually food enough, and also they're able to make a fire. There is firewood, and the people know how to build a house. The people know how to live. Yeah, and here the people are so spoiled, so they don't really know. So again, we have all these proofs and the facts, and we have all documented. Yeah, so time will tell who's right here, because I have to deal with many ignorant minds, and we have to see there is a universal truth. Yeah, there is truth, and you cannot deny. There is truth you cannot deny. Yeah, like that I am talking to you and showing you this. That's just the truth, right? You can believe me or not, but I will tell you that this here, we should think about this and about the future. How we gonna transport ourselves? How we gonna make telecommunication? Do we want actually continue with this kind of technology, or we want to learn more about, and we want better solutions? Because this technology now, the digital technology, if it's so difficult to get these resources, and it's actually not, it's making the same unbalance like they did with the petrol, right? So we have to watch out. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Soon be back. This actually continues and continues and continues until yeah, all humanity is free. Yeah? So thank you very much. God bless everyone. And this is Daniel, One Love Caravan.